Hey everyone, Pupsker here, and today in Warframe I wanted to go over the top 5 least popular Warframes and weapons for primary, secondary, as well as melee. Obviously, just like the top 10 videos, these aren't any weapons I personally hate or anything. These are Warframes and weapons that are top 5 least used statistically based on Warframe's stats. And we're just going to quickly go over them. Nothing serious, okay? We're not going to go over builds or anything on this one because, I mean, chances are I don't have any of these items, Warframes, weapons, etc. But let's start off going over the top 5 least popular Warframes. Starting off with, oh, I can't spell, but it is Equinox. I have Equinox Prime, she looks great, but Equinox base form is one of the lowest played Warframes in the entire game right now. Reasons being, probably that Equinox is a pain in the butt to farm. You have to farm the entirety of the night form as well as day form, so Equinox is like a double Warframe farm, and I think getting to Equinox is kind of a pain in general. Obviously, since there's Equinox Prime, and Equinox is a pretty long-standing Warframe, most people just go for Equinox Prime. And I don't know how popular Equinox Prime is in the first place, so that obviously pushes it down more. But yeah, Equinox is like top 5 least played, number 5 Warframe. So not a huge shock, but still a good Warframe for buffs or defenses if you feel like playing the Warframe, like with most things. But yeah, just not popular enough. Now, number 4 least popular is base Baruch. By the way, Warframe's been bugged for years that if you go over, I think, like Korra's Whipclaw, just Korra in general, Korra Prime, either or, go over them in the Warframes, it bugs out the UI and you keep her, like, Whipclaw, or whatever her whip. Yeah, it's like her first ability, Whipclaw. Either way, Baruch is 4th least popular Warframe in the game. Not too surprising, Baruch's an older frame. Fortune is not like the oldest type of update, because I think that's when Baruch came out, first or second Fortune update. But yeah, still not really high tier. Baruch Prime's been out now for a while. People don't, I think, love Baruch Prime, and I do think they like the Exalted Fist, but I just don't think they're like top tier Exalted right now. I'm actually not 100% sure though. Tell me what you think about Baruch Prime. Because I think like if you build Baruch Prime well, dude slaps, but I just get people don't like Baruch Prime. Either way, like, whew, Baruch Prime, am I right? It is a Fortuna farm, so it could make it a little more annoying for some people. But let me know what you think about Baruch Prime there. Clearly not the most poppin' one. Next up, we got Base Atlas. I honestly, oh god, Base Atlas, that's a weird one. I think you might farm Atlas in like a space mission, but let me double check. Yeah, it's like the Jordis Golem after Jordis Precept, and it's not even that bad of a farm. I just think like people don't care at all about Atlas. People say like, yeah, you can build them up to one-shot punch. just people clearly do not care about base Atlas. I think Atlas Prime's obviously out and is just not as popular either, so we'll see how Atlas works out. I don't know how effective he'll be if like the pseudo exalted changes, right? I don't know how much it will affect him. Words are hard, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. As someone who doesn't play or main Atlas at all, yeah, I'd have to double check that. I should go over a lot more Warframes and weapons and try to learn them more, the ins and outs a little bit. But hey, it is what it is. Okay, second least played popular Warframe is Base Trinity. I'm actually a little surprised about that. I thought Trinity would be a little higher. I guess Trinity, I think, is like a Plains of Eidolon Warframe nowadays. Let me double check, because I could totally be off. Okay, the main Mark Blueprint, then... Oh, Ambulus on Hades Pluto. Oh, okay, it is really easy, actually, to get Trinity. That's not a bad farm at all. Okay, it's just people grab Trinity and then throw her away right after. She's purely MR fodder as a base Warframe, because Trinity Prime is so abundant, and Trinity is just such an old Warframe. Trinity's kit, I want to say it's really good still. You can do constant heals and regen and everything, and I think you can mod it up to make some of those heals revert into damage, or like convert into damage AoE instead. I'm not a Trinity player at all though, so hey, I get it. But Trinity is the second least played Warframe in the entire game. Can you believe that? And last but not least, that's right, it won't show up in there, but will it show up in here? It's Excalibur Prime. Oh yeah, Excalibur Prime surprisingly does not show up down there. Oh, I thought it would. I'm gonna see if Excalibur Prime shows up in the Codex. If not, I'll be a little sad. But I feel like Excalibur Prime doesn't. Oh, wow, that's surprising. Okay, Excalibur Prime does exist. It's not fake. It is real. I just can't remember which one specific way you can actually find Excalibur Prime. But worry not. I will find Excalibur Prime on the Warframe wiki. Now, Excalibur Prime, pretty cool Warframe, right? If you don't know about Excalibur Prime, the reason of this whole existence is Excalibur Prime was sold to founders, first-time players of the game, as a limited-time purchase pack, along with the Leto Prime and Skana. But you'll obviously hear more about those later. So he is essentially a legendary Warframe that you can never get. And if you see people with Excalibur Prime or an Excalibur Prime profile picture, you know they played the game 12 years ago, they're a founder, and they spent a good chunk of change to get Excal Prime. I think the Leto Prime might be the most expensive one. Like, there were different packs, with Excalibur Prime being the base and then the two upgraded, and then maybe then you get the weapon melee and then you get the Leto, or vice versa. I'd have to definitely double check on that one, but oh, the founder program closed November 1st, 2023. So yeah, good stuff, good stuff. I can't remember though how you can properly check for Excalibur Prime. Maybe you just can't check it in-game, and it's one of those Easter eggs, because even on your profile, since, like, there's no way to get Excalibur Prime, it does not show. Oh, what's the one thing I need to level, actually? Dual Zoran Prime. Oh, I'll get on that. Either way, it just does not show, so Excalibur Prime. Ooh, spooky. But either way, it is pretty cool, so can't be too mad at that. Now, let's check out the top 5 least popular primary weapons. 5th up is the base Supra. Oh, it's a Supra! I actually have it? Nice. I always wonder, like, what random Garbo weapons I've thrown out. Dude, this Supra is wild. Look at that. It has awful stats for crit, like 12%, 1.8, lower damage. It's naturally not a great or brand new weapon. I think this is, jeez, how old of a weapon at this point? Maybe it's maybe it's 10, 12 years old. Is it an original weapon? It did. Oh yeah, it came out 2013. Heck yeah, dude. It's a really old one. It looks cool, but it's just too old in the game. It's a Corpus Research Lab Dojo one, so it's pure MR fodder. All of these are going to obviously be pure MR fodder, but it's just cool looking at them a bit. Ah, the Parasist. This is another interesting one. Okay, so this is an infested weapon. When did this bad boy come out? This is also probably a Tenno Lab weapon. Oh, it's a Mutilus Alid V, primary choice. Yeah, it did come out later in the game as well. Or, sorry, not later. Blah, blah, blah. I think earlier in the game, but 2014 end of year. And they're a Biolab Dojo item. They are pretty cool. It's really low, obviously, with everything. Look at the stats, but it is a status spreader. Shoots toxin, right? Shoots a tether to pull in enemies, so it's a pretty interesting weapon. But hey, there you go. You got Parasist as number 4. Next up, nope, we're not clicking upgrade. We take a look at the Snipetron. Hey, I have that one as well. Dang, dude. I have a lot of these shitty MR fodder clan, like, dojo weapons. So, surprisingly, though, like, it does have good crit because I think it's a sniper. Yeah, like, that's a full-on sniper. So, it has good crit, but it doesn't have, like, good damage because it's MR fodder. So, that's the Snipetron. It's probably also really, really old right now. Like, 2012. Ooh, 2012. Vanilla Snipetron. Hell yeah, man. And I think it's about the same. You just get it in... Okay. Nakok in Cetus occasionally, Plaguestar, Ticker Fortuna during Star Days, operational supplies. So Snipetron's actually a little harder to get as well. It's like a partially in-game weapon where it shows up through events, but it is pure MR fodder. It's just an old weapon like that. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Next up, if we look at the Simulor. What? Simulor. Hype. Proud Simulor users. What's up? It's obviously similar, really low stats overall. Dog weapon for a lot of people. Not meta high level weapon. I do surprisingly have it more built up because I think I used it at one point for the fun of it. Cephalon weapon, naturally. Orbs can be manually detonated with all fire because you shoot out little orbs. It's a cool weapon. I don't know how amazing it is. It's a Cephalon Samaris weapon, so it's like more, trust me, way more of a pain in the ass to get as well. But it's not highly used. It is less old though. It's 2015, okay? Halfway through 2015. And there's a couple other like Simular, Synoid Simular is the other one, dang. Yeah, so there's not the only one as well. It's not amazing, but that's second least popular Warframe primary. God, I love the hard to get, or I guess fodder weapons. And then Carmine Penta. This is by far the least popular weapon. Holy shit. Yeah, no one loves this gun. Like, god dang, I don't love it either. Look at that, awful crit, awful damage. It is an explosive, but not a strong one. Oh, the Carmine Penta. How old is this thing? God, like, where do you even friggin' get it? Because there's also the Penta, so it's like obviously a variant. There's Secura Penta as well. This bad boy, 2021. Shit, oh yeah, god, this thing is newer. Oh my. You still get it right now? Yeah, Carmine Penta, variant weapon, yada yada yada. Oh, it's Pluto Proximal, Veil Proxima, Abandoned Derelict Ship, Empyrean, can trade. Oh, it's a huge pain in the ass to actually get because it's really low drop chance, B point of interest, like B drop rate. Oof, yeah, it's not a fun weapon to get, but hey, that's why it's the least popular primary weapon, even though it's a newer weapon. So yeah, hands up to that, everybody. Hands up to that. Good shit, Warframe. Good shit. Let's check out the next, which is secondary weapons. Okay. Yeah, secondary. And that is Sancti. Oh, Castanzas, like George Costanza. Okay, so this is the 5th least popular secondary weapon, believe it or not. I believe it 100%. It is a, oh god, what's that? One of the clan, not clan, but one of the affinity affiliation kind of weapons. I just can't use words right now because my brain doesn't work, and you know what? That's okay. That's okay. But that is the Sancti Costanzas. Does cool electricity damage. Yeah. Okay, it's a new Loca weapon. That's the clan that I meant to call out. Oh, how do you even get this bad boy? I guess you have to probably buy it for loot, or like standing with loot new Loca. Flawless new Loca, 100,000 syndicate weapon. Yeah, the stats like could be worse. It's a 2014 old weapon, but just not anything special. Hard to get. People just don't mess with it. Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Oh, next up is we have the Brack. I just quickly want to... I like the Kuva Brock, but like the actual Brack, not a great weapon. Okay. I have a cool little ribbon with it. Stats are garbage though. It's just MR fodder. Okay. And that's fine. That's okay. What about the Spectra? The next up is Spectra. This one's like 3rd least popular. Shoots like a little beam, I believe, and might be like a Corpus weapon that you get from the clan. Low level MR fodder, right? Nothing special about it. But god, it's way less popular. Huh. And then for 2nd least popular, we have the Base Detron. It's a cool weapon, it's just like not amazing because there's a lot of other versions. Because it's base radiation. The stats are awful, really low, but it's like clearly more of a status weapon. There's not much to say about it. It might still have the unique property of alt fire, just shoots a whole magazine. Because I remember doing that with the Mare Detron, but possibly not. Yeah, I think this is a good MR fodder weapon, but oh my god, is it not popular by any means. 2nd least played weapon in the game. I'm assuming a lot of people just get this to level 30 and then run away. Oh, it's crafted from drops from Zanuka Hunter. Ooh, okay, yeah, it's also just a pain to get. Yeah, that's good to know. That's good to know. And then last, but certainly not least, well, I guess last and definitely least, technically, is the Leto Prime. So Leto Prime right here is, again, the Warframe founder weapon that could have been purchased, founders, recently alongside Excalibur and Skana Prime. Obviously a really old 2012 vanilla type weapon. It's only not popular or used because it is, that's right, unable to be obtained by anyone ever again. And this actually got played a little more this year. Like, people started playing their Leto Prime a tad bit more, but it's still not popular, obviously. Doesn't really do amazing damage. It is an old weapon, so shout out to the Leto Prime for existing, okay? And shout out to founders for buying that. But yeah, it's used obviously like 0.01% of the time in the game, so not gonna be highly used on that one, everybody. Now let's quickly go over the top 5 lowest, least popular, least used melee weapons. Starting out with a Galvacord. Oh crap, I have this bad boy as well. Nice. This thing's actually pretty cool though. It's like a little whip weapon. Okay, so it probably uses full on whip stances. It's electricity by default. Oh, and it also has impact, puncture, slash, has some damage. Stats are obviously really low, but it's a status melee. It's just probably kind of a pain in the butt to get. But I mean, it could be worse. I actually think it could be a worse weapon, 100%. How do you even get this thing though? Oh yeah, it's just a market weapon, so it's straight MR fodder for whips, so that's all. But like, it's cool because it does electricity, so hey, not bad, not bad. Next up is the machete. Like, base machete right here is, yeah, 4th least used melee weapon. Oh, I can see why. Awful stats, even though it's slash, no crit, no status, pure MR fodder. That's the thing about melees. You can totally replace them very quickly early on. So a lot of the time you're just going through it, buying it, and then getting a new one. And these are just one of those weapons. It's a Cephalon Samaris offering. Really? Huh, for 100,000 standing. That's certainly something. It was probably offered at one point, maybe through an event, but it's a 2013 weapon, so yeah. Oh, it's a tactical alert one at one point. That's why. Hey, machete's pretty cool, man. Not too shabby. Now, we're gonna go for another niche weapon. Kreska. Holy hell, I have it too. Nice. I'm like, I have a lot of these, okay? That's not too bad. It's not upgraded, as you can see, but I threw some things on it and used it at one point. Also another older, but not that old weapon, surprisingly. It's 2018 end of year weapon, and it's a energy lab weapon. That's probably why it's not too popular. The stats aren't amazing, but it is a heat weapon. So yeah, it could be worse, right? Like, the stats aren't top, but they aren't possibly the worst because of heat. Think about it. That's a Kreska, everybody. Yeah, Kreska, woo! Could have had a Kreska. Okay, next up is the Skana Prime, and guess what? I don't have it in game because it's another founder weapon. This is the 2nd least popular melee weapon. That's right. This is not the least popular melee weapon. Obviously, it's 2nd least because it's a founder weapon and you can't obtain it anymore. Look at that stats on that. Whew, 210 total damage. 26 with a 2.6 crit mult. It's actually like, the stats are decent enough on a lot of those weapons, right? But you just can't get it. Old 2012 end of year founder weapon type of deal. So, highest crit multiplier of all swords. Gosh darn, dude. So it's a pretty interesting weapon. Shout out to all the founders who actually grabbed any of those, because without them, Warframe might not exist. It might not exist. Okay, last but not least, well, you know, is the Dark Split Sword. Yeah, really, I know. This is less used than the Skana Prime. No joke on that one. The cap, none of it. No fucking cap, dude. So, it is a radiation melee, which, like, you think radiation slash puncture. The stats aren't amazing, but it has some status, right? You think it would be more popular, but I think it's just such a pain to get. But I thought it was like Nightwave or something. I'll quickly double check. It uses the dual sword stance. Yeah, but does it also use dual sword? Yeah, there it is. Can also use heavy blade stance. That's right. You're just like, oh, wait, what? Yeah, you can use 2 separate setups. Like, how do you want to use it? Do you want to go boom? Or do you want to go to like, badue? Yeah, like, you can do whatever you want, man. This is a 2016 weapon. And it's a Tenelab Dojo weapon. Oh my, that's actually surprising. It's just by no means popular at all, but yeah, dual sword, heavy blade, how do you want to play it? Man, that's interesting, huh? A lot of cool weapons actually on the least popular list. More interesting than I thought. Like, look at that. Do you want to play dual swords or do you want to play heavy blade? It's a cool weapon, okay? It's a really cool weapon for being the least popular melee. Either way, just let me know what you think, everybody. Again, another cash video, just chatting about some less used weapons. Last time, we were chatting about more used weapons. I don't even use them, though. And now we're chatting about less used weapons, but again, I don't even use them. And guess what? Chances are you don't either. Yeah, none of us use them, except some of us do use them, so... Hey, let me know if you do use any of these weapons, but those are the least popular Warframes and weapons in the game. So thank you for being here. Sub, like, check out Twitch, either at Pupsker or Pupsker VODs, where I have 24/7 Warframe VODs playing. I also have an Epic Games creator code Pupsker if you ever want to support the channel. So thank you, and I will see you next time, everybody. Cheers.